afternoon and welcome back to another edition of our GSI podcast. I'm Rory Kagan, sitting here with Nicholas Schweitzer, and today we have the privilege and honor of sitting down with the man, the myth, the legend, the official, unofficial, number one fan of GSI, and our next contestant in the Grow Off competition, Mr. Family Trees 19, Fabian. How the hell are you?
I'm great. How are you guys, man?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
That's good. That's good.
Doing
Nice
great.
to see you
Yeah.
guys.
Happy to sit down with you today. Let's kind of start at the beginning, and we kind of have a long history. So why don't you let our viewers know how we first met?
We first met 2019 in Toronto at a Lift Expo. Previously, in 2019 in January, I met Matthew in Vancouver Lift Expo. And within a couple of months span, I let you know, man, I had bought one Gorilla Grow tent, and in a couple of months, I had like 4. Because how great your guys' product, how amazing your tent is, man.
And you weren't shy about letting us know it. I got to say, you made that show so much greater. Just Fabian came by the booth and went around, walked the show, and then you'd come back, and then the next day it was back again, and it was just great meeting you and getting showered in all those accolades, of course. But you've really added a lot to that show for us. And we've been in touch ever since. You've always been a staunch reporter of our products, and we very much appreciate that. So, getting accepted into this competition, I thought was fantastic. I was really glad to see that you were participating in it.
Oh, I was blown away, and I wouldn't miss it for the world, man.
Yeah, and you truly earned your entry into the competition. It wasn't because of the history with the company. It's because you are a skilled grower, and you gave a great entry video, and that's why you got in. Let's just make that clear.
Oh, yeah. We were really not a part of who got accepted into the competition, right? So it was based on the merit of the applications that we received, and yes, that's a good point to make. There's no nepotism going on here.
Good to know. Good to know.
So when you found out that you were accepted into the competition, what were your thoughts on that? How'd you feel?
I was speechless, to be honest with you. I didn't think I was even going to make it. I didn't even think when I got the first email, I told my wife, and I'm like, babe, they're doing a Grow Strong Industries. And she's like, what does that mean? I'm like, we get to grow with their equipment and show people and grow against people. I could be a good, be one of the best growers, man. And she's like, oh, that's amazing. So then I did the videos for you. And then when I got back the second email, I was like, babe, I'm like in the second round. And she's like, seriously? I was like, yeah. And then when I got the finalists and I was picked, I was blown away, man. Like, honestly, speechless, man. Speechless.
Nice. So I guess let's start with where do you hail from? Where are you on this planet right now?
Right now, I live, I'm in Toronto, Canada, just north of the city, Ontario. Yeah.
Nice. Born and raised?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, sir.
How's the weather up there right now?
Cold, man. That's why I'm in my winter jacket.
I'm always cold, which is why I'm in mine, even though we're in California here. All right. So what's your story? How did you get into cannabis? What started all this?
What started originally what started this, man? Okay, so I've been smoking weed since I was a young age. Believe it or not, I was 10 years old. All right. Typical,
that's pretty young.
My dad, yeah, my dad smoked, so, and I didn't live in I lived in the ghetto, you know what I mean, in Toronto. So when the kids knew about what I was, what I had access to, I just took it one day and smoked it. But to me, what really started it, man, I was 15 years old and I was prescribed Ritalin. I took Ritalin for 2 days, and when I got home, I felt like a different person. So one day, it was lunch break. I won't forget it. This older kid said, hey, let's go and smoke weed. I got a car. Let's hotbox it. I never hotboxed a car before, right? So we got in the car and we hotboxed it, and I went back to class. And man, it just I felt like I was on that, Ritalin. I was able to concentrate. I sat down and I was able to concentrate. So what I did was just started smoking weed instead of taking the Ritalin. So 30 days later, my mom said, hey, we got to go re-up on this, the Ritalin for you. And I went to the jar and I'm like,
haven't been taking it.
I haven't been taking it. And she goes, what do you mean? I've been in touch with the school. They say they're doing great, this, and that. Like, you're just a different person. I said, sit down. I said, I've been smoking weed.
How'd she take to that? Yeah, I was wondering.
Well, like, I was 15, man. That's like, what, 25 years ago, man. That was way illegal back then, right? She hit the floor, man. She didn't, like, she couldn't, like, you know, she didn't know what to do, what to say. And I just said it to her, like, honestly, it's a natural plant. You know what I mean? You literally throw the seed in the ground, it grows, and you smoke it.
Yeah.
It's not these pills, man.
Well, and how weird is that one drug can be looked at like it's this curing thing, and the other that's a natural plant, not even made in a lab like pharmaceuticals, can be like, oh my God, you're taking that? You know,
right?
I mean, it's
reefer madness.
And thank God that's finally starting to come around, and people are finally starting to accept it the other way. You know.
Well, with that so then it got years later. You know, I just kept smoking it because it's a part of my life, man. Weed's a part of my life.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, weed's a part of my life. Everybody knows that. You know, they make jokes everywhere when they smell weed. Oh, it's Fabian. You know, so like, it's part of my life. I was actually in school later on in my in the years, and my mom and my wife said to me, "Hey, I was going to write my test," and they said, "Don't smoke, go clear, you know, you'll pass. You studied." I did it, and I bombed. I bombed the flipping test, man. So the next week, I said to everybody, "I don't care what you guys said, man. I'm smoking. I'm doing me, man. I'm doing me." No word of a lie, man. 87%.
It's amazing. Yeah. I mean,
my wife.
Good.
Yeah. My wife was just like, "What the heck, man? What happened?" I said, "Yo, I felt calm. I got in there, I read the test, man, and I was calm. I didn't blank out, and I was able to write."
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's it.
You know,
that's it.
Unbelievable medicine. You know, it levels you out, and yeah, that's really cool.
And zero side effects is probably the biggest one, right? I mean, Ritalin's got some pretty nasty side effects to it.
Really bad.
Really nasty.
Really bad.
Yeah.
You know, down here it's banned now, but like, you know.
Is it really? Bad. It's banned in Toronto, huh?
They can't prescribe Ritalin to kids anymore.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
What a difference a couple decades makes. That's right. You know, weed stigmatized in the 90s, and now it's just a complete flip-flop.
And I'm loving every second.
But you knew all along.
I always wonder when other countries ban pharmaceuticals that the U.S. continues to hand out like candy. It's kind of like,
right? But it was funny because when I wanted to get prescribed like I am now, originally, you know how hard it was? I remember, I won't forget, I went to one doctor and I said to him, "Hey, man, I need to get prescribed marijuana." He goes, "For what?" I said, "Well, I've always had ADHD, but like with that comes anxiety, man. You know, and I have that, saying that I have anxiety." You know what he said to me, man? "I'll give you more pills. The paperwork that I got to fill out to prescribe you marijuana, man, no, I'll give you more pills."
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I walked right out.
That's unfortunate. It's, you know, I'm happy that that seems to be changing, you know, rapidly. Mm-hmm. And so we're, you know, further along that road, and, you know, I hope, you know, that it continues to progress that way. So how about, when did cultivating start for you?
So cultivating started, believe it or not, I moved in with my in-laws, and because my whole, we all smoke. We're all smokers, right? So we planted our first seed outside, and we started outdoors, right? And you know, outdoor growing was all fun and dandy, and like we were beginners, and like, you know, I'll never forget, I grew a 7 feet tall plant and only got 7 grams.
Was it 7 smokable grams though?
It was,
yeah,
but not the greatest, right? Like, you know, but that was our first harvest.
That's better than most stories.
Your story mirrors a lot of the stories, including Rory's.
Right?
a lot of outdoor, didn't get anything from it stories for sure.
So then we moved here, and my wife and I, when we purchased our house, I looked at her and I said, "That's it, I'm buying an indoor setup." And it was in 2016. And I said, "That's it, I'm doing indoor."
And what was that? So, what was that setup you bought in 2016? Tell us a little bit about it. I want to know.
All right, so I paid $600 Canadian for a 4x4 tent. It was the hydro store that I went to. It was their name brand tent. Actually, it was a knockoff to Gorilla.
Of course.
It was. It had this because no Gorilla, no tent has the doors you guys have. Right. It was the exact same doors. The only thing was missing was the pouch inside the tent, right? So, anyways, I got a nice little tent, $600, a tent like that, and then a crappy LED light that I don't even know what the hell name brand it was, but the guy swore to me it will power a 4x4 tent, right? I should have known. $600. I got a light, a tent, pots, soil, you name it. I got it all. I got the whole kit, $600. Set it up, and got nothing. I filled the tent up with, I think, 5 plants, and the light didn't even hit 3 of them.
Wow. So less than your outdoor 7-foot plant produced indoors.
Yeah. And then, so
you remember how much wattage that light was?
Well, they claimed it was 1,000-watt LED, man.
Yeah, sure. The claim of actual like HPS equivalent wattage versus actual.
Yeah. I swore to God and told me that was an equivalent to a 600 watt HPS light, and it was like, to me, I'm sorry, man. It wasn't. I ran your double end fixture at 60%, and that light was flipping way powerful than what the hell that light gave me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So where did you go from there then? The whole experiment was a bust. It must have been disappointing for you, obviously.
So then I heard Vipa Spectra. I don't even know if I'm saying their stupid name properly, but I heard their lights were supposed to be good. So I went to their stupid lights, man, because, reviews on Amazon says they're great. Those were a bust. So I went into one hydro store, and the guy said, yo, you're doing it all wrong. CMH is the way to go. So I went out and I bought Cordelux. Right, the top of the line, best of the CMHs. Apparently, I went out and I got good reviews. I was starting to get good results. I learned how to grow there. You know what I mean? And then I walked into a hydro store and saw Kind LED XL1000, and I said, "This is the light I want to own." And they had it in a shitty tent though, and I'm like, "This is the light I want to grow with." And then, I just wanted to save up for that, and then I fell in love. I found your Gorilla tent. And I said, the hell with the light. I need a house. Let's start with the house. And I bought the Gorilla tent, and that was it. Changed my life.
Did you end up owning the XL1000?
Yeah, I actually got one above. I got the XL1000 Wi-Fi.
Okay, the Wi-Fi, sweet. Right on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's an amazing light as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly, I love that light too. I passed it on to my father-in-law to let him use that, and he loves it.
Nice.
Is he still using it?
No, actually, he's old school, man. He loves your double-ended HPS, man.
The Gorilla DE.
Yes, he loves that light, boy. He won't go anywhere else with that light.
I like to hear that. That's a great light. It's I don't think it really got its full time in the sun, so to speak. But
it didn't. But you know what, man? I'm not once again, no bull crap aside, man. 1,000-watt HPS at 100% in my basement only got to 88 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow,
that's the hottest it got in my tent.
That's pretty good.
Because of that low frequency tech that's in there. Most DEs, for the viewers, are high frequency. The Gorilla DE is low frequency, which allows it to operate at that cooler temperature.
So my father likes it because he does it in his garage. So for the winter times, that heat there will help heat up his tent. So
DE bulbs, there's no denying they had great yields, and you could get pretty good product off of it. Just horribly inefficient when it comes down to it. So
right.
So for this competition, we sent all of the growers the same equipment. Everybody got a 2x4 Gorilla Grow tent, a Kind LED X420, and Lotus Nutrients. I believe that we sent you some early stage veg bars as well.
Yes.
When you first got the equipment home and started unboxing it, what were your impressions?
You guys spoiled us. You guys literally spoiled us. That's what my impression was. I'll be honest with you, I won. I already won. That was that's the way I thought about it. As soon as I got when I got home and I saw all the boxes, I looked at my wife and I'm like, yo, did I already win? And she's like, no, man, this is what they sent you. So that was my reaction, man. Honestly, it was a gift. It was amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
And did you, because I know that before you owned an X squared, did you own that X squared before we sent that package to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right on. And
yes,
you already had like 4 or 5 gorilla tents at that point?
Yeah, my Gorillaville was already done set up.
Yeah.
I am the mayor of Gorillaville.
Yeah. So we asked this question, or we are going to ask this question to all the contestants, because I kind of want to get to know like what your first impressions of our products were when you first opened them. And for some of the grow contestants, them getting this package for the grow off, that was the first time they've ever had any interaction with any of our products, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess for you, it predates us sending that package. So let's walk back a little bit. Like when you first got a Gorilla Grow tent and took it home, or first got a Kind LED and took it home and took it out of the box, I guess, tell me what your reaction was to like that versus what you had used in the past.
I'm not using nothing else.
That's the immediate reaction.
That's it.
Yeah.
When I kid you not, man. When I saw your flip, I saw a 2x2 OG in a flipping shop. It was a 2x2. It was a small tent, man.
Yeah.
And I looked at my wife. The girl told me the price tag on it. Like down here, like once again, like Canadian prices compared to what you like the American prices, it's night and day, right? You know what I mean? So for like a 4x4 Gorilla tent down here is like I think $600, $700, right? But man, I've had my 5x5 since 2018, man. You know, 2017.
Nice.
And the thing's not flimsy, nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. I have no problems with it. I have my 4x4 that I've had for years now too, and like, man, it's the quality's there, man. Their quality, even with the X420, man. Like, you know, it's the home grower style. You know, like it's a home grower, not a commercial. Man, it's built like a commercial fucking light. Oops, see my language.
You're good.
You're good.
Don't
man.
worry. Yeah.
It's
FCC's not on to us yet.
It's built like a commercial light.
Yeah.
So for like, you know, when I got that for X420, comparing it to my X square build, there is no difference between the build.
Yeah, they're both burly.
But honestly, it's the X series are mini me's to the X squares.
Yeah. And
they're built with quality.
Well, that's our whole thing, man. We try to make stuff as nice as we can so that it does last, right? I mean, I've got a Gorilla Grow tent at my house. I think I've had that thing for over 8 years. And it's like, if you treat it with some respect and some care, it's going to last for a lifetime.
Man, I baby those things, man. Like, yeah, like, you know, after every grow, I wash them, you know, I wash the front of them, I wipe the front down. Like, I take care of those things. You take care of it, it's going to last you, man, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there is, I mean, I agree with your impression coming out that you'll never buy anything else when you open it, because you can see it right away. I mean, especially with the tents, it's like that tent material versus all the other tents out there.
Don't even talk about your flipping tent, man. Talk about the bag that it fucking comes in, man. Talk about the bag. You know, from when you open the tent and you get that bag that you're going to put your tent in after, you already know you're not going to buy anything else with that bag, man.
Yeah. That's
awesome. An excellent point. We undersell the bag.
Right.
Yeah.
You do undersell
carry bag.
The bag.
That's our new bullet point.
Yeah. The bag is the exact same quality as the fucking tent, man.
It's even Mylar lined on the. It's got diamond reflective interior.
That's what I'm saying, man. As soon as I opened up that bag, I was like, I already knew, man. There was no, like, you know, if I didn't need the tent to grow, like I said, man, I would already known just by the bag that I wasn't going to buy anything else.
That's awesome.
So, you know, the quality is striking, you know, when you're taking these things out of the box and when you're growing with them. How about the actual act of, you know, running through a cycle in them? You know, what was your experience with Kind LED, its actual performance compared to some of these other lights that you used before, and the tents too?
So like we were talking about before, like when we were just whatever, you know, okay, so you gotta know what you're doing when you're growing, or if you don't, you gotta read about it. Like there's a lot of info out there, you know, there's a lot of ways like to better yourself as a grower, get the knowledge, right? When I started with Kind, and I've told everybody, and I'll tell you, I don't need to bullcrap to anybody. My veg, when I first used the X Square or the XL1000, to veg was hard for me. I had to get the Spectrum. You know what I mean? You can't just go in and use, well, you can if you know the heights and everything, because I started learning that as well, like placing the heights properly. But to go in there, and not all plants will react to 100% blue, 100% red, 100% white. You know what I mean? You got to dim it down at some point.
Is that what you were
dial
doing
it
when you
down.
first were trying to veg under them? You were just giving it full blast,
Yeah.
all spectrum, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because like, you know, like that's what every Chinese light is, right? It's
Right.
just, you know, you turn it on and just boom, it's one color, and you know, and go.
Right.
And then you
Right.
flick your switch for bloom, and it does whatever for you, right? So I had to obviously read. I had to grow with it. You know, my veggies weren't the greatest, but my flipping flowers were amazing. It was like, you know, once I got, like, you know, when I mean by bad veg, I don't mean like I had deficiencies or anything like that. It's just like they didn't grow as good. You know, the internoding space wasn't as good or whatever. They were happy, they liked it. It just wasn't what I liked. But when I flipped it now, it was a game changer. And that's when I said to myself, okay, I got to sit down and start learning spectrums and what they do to these plants. And I got to start learning how to mess around with, because thank God I got the XL1000, because that's when I was able to like get into the more controlling, right?
Yeah.
With the Wi-Fi, and start changing the diodes and start lowering stuff. And then that's when I found out, you know what, lowering the reds down to 4, maybe 5, even lower in veg, plants love that. And you get the proper spacing and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's all learning, man. It's a learning process. But once I got it now and I'm down with it, you know, I told you guys, man, I ain't like, for flower, kind LED is the way to go.
Well, I mean, you clearly got great results in the competition. I mean, that final before harvest video it's obnoxious. It's so good. I mean, literally, you know, Coke can colas on that. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Can we let everybody know that I also did it in your superponics too? And that I only grew with DWC. That was my second time.
That was your second time doing DWC?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What system was that in?
Well, what do you mean?
What superponic system was that in?
I had it in the 12 plant setup.
Oh, the SP12. Okay.
Yes,
Superponic
sir.
12.
Yes,
Nice, dude.
sir.
I don't
Yes,
think I knew that. I don't know why. I mean, I watched a lot of those videos, but I don't think I knew you had it in a superponic
There
system.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So like yeah, I didn't go to the bottom that much, so because they were huge.
Yeah.
There wasn't a fruit.
Yeah. You were up next to that light for sure.
They're huge, man. They were huge. They were beasts. Like like I couldn't get down to the show. Like, you know, the good shots were up top, not at the bottom, right?
Right.
You know, but like when I applied for it, actually, someone got back to me and said, one of your representatives said, "Are you sure you want to do the DWC? You know, do you grow with that?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I grow with cocoa." And they're like, "So why don't we just send you some pots?" And I'm like, No. I want to grow with the DWC, because if I could do it in the DWC, I could show people how easy it is if you got the right the right genetics, the right nutrients, and the right light. It doesn't take that much other than that.
Right.
And if I could do it in something that I'd never done, or I've done once in my life, and look what I got off of that, man, it goes to show what your products can do.
That's pretty amazing.
The risk and the confidence in yourself paid off, because like I said, that final harvest was ridiculous. And so, you know, I think that's one of the really cool things about this competition is, you know, the strain is a constant, the equipment is a constant. So everybody, you know, had the same, you know, components to work with, but all came up with really different results, and everybody did a great job. What's your style? You know, what do you think it is that you were doing that led you to have the epic results that you had?
So once I knew I was going to do DWC, I just started reading and seeing what the heck I needed to do to make sure that I didn't have a flawless growth. Like, I had my problems, you know what I mean? And I worked them out. But that was the main thing. I just read everything, and I literally started with minimum. Everything was minimum. Whatever your feed chart said, I started with half. And if the plants looked a couple days like they were lacking, I added. If they looked like they were too strong, then I just let it ride out until I flushed it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much all I did.
So really paying just close attention to your plants, knowing, you know, what they look like when they're happy and optimized, and just making adjustments as you went, huh?
Yeah, man, that's all I did.
Nice.
That's all I did. Yeah.
I'm going to say it was your positivity and good attitude that led to a big harvest.
No, man, I'm gonna say once again, and
You
I'm
know
gonna
he's
stress
talking to.
this. I'm gonna say this again. It was the nutrients, it was the light that flipping did my grow, man. It was just me that guided and just fed them. That's it, man. Like honestly.
So, in all your years of growing, what nutrient recipes have you used in the past?
So I had used Emerald Harvest. I'm using right now. So let's get this cleared for everybody before I go on. Okay. I have liquid nutrients I need to burn and get rid of. Okay. So this is the only reason why I'm using them still to this day is because I bought them at their investment. I got to use them or else they expire. So, but other than that, all right, I've used green. I'm using right now Green Planet, 1 part Medi One. I've used Psychonutrients, Emerald Harvest. I've used Floorflex. I've used actually, they're powdered. I've used Psycho's powdered nutrients and your nutrients, Lotus.
Yeah, and I mean, all those other companies aside, Green Planet Nutrients, they're great. They're great people, so we'll support them. But all those other nutrients, like, I mean, how many bottles were you using to achieve the
Oh man,
same results?
Psycho's like 15 bottles,
Yeah, right. I mean,
if
Psycho.
not
I mean,
more.
Emerald Harvest is a lot too, isn't it?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all a lot. I when it comes to
yeah.
liquid, anyways. Even anyway, look, with Green Planet, I'll let anybody know, and everybody knows if they watch my videos. When it comes to my mother plants and my clones and stuff, I religiously will only use Medi One.
Yeah,
I think Medi
they're
One,
good friends of ours. We like Green
Medi
Planet quite a lot. They
Medi One's a good veg. It has everything, and my plants love it. You know what I mean? So I'll stick with that with my vegging. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to waste my good stuff on flowering. You know what I mean? So when I know I'm gonna grow something, then like I said, I've Notice Nutrients is great, man. Easy, simple. I haven't had an issue. I ran you guys a couple times now, man, and I've always had great results. And I get better and better because I get more experience than experience. So,
And how's weight and quality in comparison to all those other brands when you use Lotus?
so far, man, as you saw my grow off, man, I haven't got any nugs like that yet.
Yeah,
On my other
with
tank.
just 3 parts.
Just 3 parts, man. Just 3 parts.
Yeah.
And it's so simple, man. Like honestly, man, like it was simple, man. I couldn't believe how simple it was. Stress free, man.
Nice.
You know? Yeah.
How much did you end up harvesting? What was your final weight for the competition?
All right, let's get this out in the clear and open right now, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. So I use these bags to cure, grow bags, right? So and they're all pre-measured. So I gave away most of my stuff. I didn't weigh most of it because the lady needed live resin, so I gave most of them away.
No.
But what I did harvest and I kept to give to my father-in-law is I got over 1.5 pounds, and it was off of that one plant that you guys saw with all those big nugs and everything like that. Is I got 1 pound off of that one plant. That's what I weighed. Everything else I didn't weigh because the lady needed live resin and I wanted to help her and just said take it. You know.
And so, how much of the total biomass do you think you ended up giving away versus kept and dried?
But I probably gave him another 2 pounds probably.
What?
It was huge, bro.
Holy shit.
Man. Dude, I had a lot, man. I grew, so I also didn't grow what everybody else grew. I put 12 I put 12 plants in there.
Yeah, I mean that tent looked pretty full and big.
Yeah, I had 12 plants. 8 of them were Skywalker OGs and the 4 weren't. All right. So out of the 12 Skywalker OGs, I'll tell you hands down, pants down, I got 2 pounds off of that.
Yeah.
Off of 6 plants.
Damn.
But majority of it was that one that you guys saw that I was showing the day before harvest with the nugs like this. I got most of my weight off of that plant.
Nice.
And you ended up gifting that to
my father-in-law had knee surgery and he was growing at the time, and when he got knee surgery his plants went to crap, so he had nothing.
Gotcha.
So, you know, from my other grows, like I wasn't just growing with the 2x4 when I was doing the grow off. I was also using my other 2 tents doing there. So what I harvested from those tents, I'm not a sativa guy. I got a lot of sativa dominance with that Skywalker.
Yeah.
So my father-in-law
looks like
loves
it
sativa.
for the video.
Yeah, my father-in-law loves sativa, so it's just like, you know what, man? I'm at a good spot. Take it, you know. I love helping people, man. I love helping people.
Yeah. So, what was his impressions of the final product and the
What the
smoke and?
heck?
I was gonna say family trees, right? It's in the name. It doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me that you would be benevolent.
Where does it? Tell us where that name originates from.
That's exactly it, man. When you
Yeah.
just, what I just said. So, first, like, you know, I grow most of it. What I grow, man, I get like it's for my family, man.
Yeah.
My wife smokes, my father-in-law smokes. We all smoke, man. I just hand it out. You know, that was one part of it, and then as well as weed has some family trees. They have genetics. They have a
Sure.
history,
Yeah.
right? So, like, that's why I picked family trees. And then 19 was because when I got my when I had to get on Instagram.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What made you first decide to start bringing your grows to social?
To show off Kind LED and Gorilla.
Nice. That's a good
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I swear to God, there's no other reason for me to be on Instagram, man. Honestly, there's
That's
no reason. I don't make money. I'm like, you know, I don't make money at anything I do on Instagram, man. It doesn't pay me. You know what I mean? But I just, I gotta, you know, when you meet somebody good or a company good, you gotta show them off, man. And this was the only way how to do it. So this is what I did. I started an Instagram and I wanted to show off Gorilla and Kind LED.
I don't think I knew that we were the inspiration for that. You're making my cheeks red, but that's
No,
great. Go ahead.
no lie. Ask my wife; she'll say the same thing. The only reason why I got Instagram was to let the world know what your products are really are.
Well, I mean, that's really appreciated. And now, just a few short years later, you're a very well-known member of the online growing community, right? In fact,
Yeah.
didn't you just got an accolade from another entity? Yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Like, what do you mean?
You were nominated for something, right?
Yeah. I was nominated for best online grower in Ontario.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
From Can Expo Toronto.
Can Expo Toronto, yeah, best online grower.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I saw it, I was
absolutely.
like, man, it couldn't have happened to a better person, right? So I was really happy to see that for
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate that because I couldn't have done it without you guys.
And then, how do people vote for that?
So they just go to canexpo.ca and then you'll click the menu bar and they'll say influencer award. You scroll down, you'll see my picture.
Need to go
You
on and
click,
vote.
yeah. Then you click my picture. You'll see a blue outline around the picture. And then you go down and put your name and email. Done. You can
Nice.
vote daily.
All
Yeah,
right,
you can vote daily, man.
everybody watching, make sure you get on there and vote for Fabian here.
I hope so.
Family
I
When,
trees.
when does that close? When does that contest close?
The end of February closes, and then the awards will be March 24th.
Okay, we should have this up in time for people to go on and vote for you.
Sweet.
And so, speaking of that online community, I mean, tell us a little bit about your experience with the other Grow Off contestants, because that was one of the coolest things about doing this was seeing that you guys kind of like all came together and interacted and were, you know, giving tips and tricks to each other, which, you know, in contests, it's usually the exact opposite where everybody's like, oh, I'm going to kick your ass and everything else, you know, but like seemed like the Grow Off was this like happy, great community. So tell us a little bit
Weed.
about your inner, yeah, that's true. Good point. Tell us.
It's weed, man.
Well, this industry's not always lovey, but tell us a little bit about your interaction with the other contestants.
Man, it was amazing. I loved it. Actually, one of the contestants here, he's local, right? So I actually got to drop him off because we were having a hard time getting the seed down here to Canada. So I got my U.S. address and brought it down here, and then I was able to bring it to one of the contestants here, right?
Which grower is local to you? I don't think I knew that.
Cannabis cultivate.
Nice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's just like, you know, like a half an hour drive from me. So I got the seeds, drop it off, and like even to them, man, like I met his wife because I didn't get to meet him, and they were just blown away. She was speechless on what the package that you guys sent them, and she was like, "Oh my God!" Like, you know, because once again, they never grew with Kind LED or Gorilla,
Yeah.
and they were blown away too, right? So, but no, man, it was so cool because like. I ain't gonna lie. There was only a handful of us that were actually communicating. Like I tried my best to communicate with everybody, but like the main people that I did with, man, we were good, man. It was nothing but good vibes. Like, you know, nobody. I don't want it. I want everybody to grow good weed. So like to me, once again, I'll say it again. When I got your the package to see what we were going to use, the equipment, I already won. You know, so it's not to say that I'm going to slack now and not give it my all. No, I gave it my all, but I won. I don't care if I win or not, man. I won, and if I can help somebody else grow with Kind LED and see what I see, man, I did my job, man. I won even more. You know,
That's epic. I like it. So if yeah, from what I saw, you know, all the videos that you guys were posting, there was just a lot of contestants supporting each other through the likes and the comments, and I just thought it was, you know, you said it's sweet, man. But it was really nice to see, you know.
It was great vibes. No, man, it was really nice to see, because at first I didn't know how it was going to be either, you know, because once again, yeah, people can be people can be competitive, and you know, whatever. But like honestly, I think I think I could speak for all of us when we got the equipment, we all thought we won. Seeing the quality and what was behind it, we all already thought we won. So there was no really reason to compete with everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So if you had to pick a winner for the competition other than yourself, based on what you've seen, who would you pick to be the winner?
The winner?
Yeah.
Number one, I would go with Beans to Blaze.
Yeah.
And then I would go Tooth Gang.
Yeah, they both had great goes. What made them stand out to you?
I like the way Beans to Blaze just, like, you know, he showed off his product. He showed off, like, you know, Kind LED. Like, you know, he showed what we were doing and how we could get our product, our yields, and get, you know, everything. Man, let's just say he represented Grow Strong Industries and showed off what we had and did it amazing, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, he literally showed everybody that you could do wonders with equipment.
He was pretty prolific in his posting frequency. You know, every day something new from Beans to Blaze.
He was on that. Yeah, he was on that, man. I give him that. He was like on that, man, and that's what inspired me to try to do more. Right?
Okay, right on. Yeah, I mean, if you were to be picked as the winner of this coveted cup and you were to receive that prize money, what would you do with that prize money?
Gorillaville's getting in there.
Yeah. Nice, dude. The neighborhood's getting bigger.
Dude, I already have it planned out. If I won, I'm getting a 5x5, and I want to either throw 2X750s in there or throw my 2X squares in there, buddy.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm telling you, all that straight up, I won. It's going right back into Gorillaville. Gorillaville's just gonna get expanded, and I'm just gonna. That's it, man. That's it.
That's great. And then, I mean, the other thing I kind of want to know is, like, you know, you've now kind of established this, you know, this persona online. It's going really well for you. I mean, you're up for an award. What's the future of your channel, which is Family Trees 19? What's the future of your just kind of influencing in helping people, you know, continue to get better at growing?
Well, right now I've started. I've been off a little just because of like a little personal stuff and whatever, and like, you know, my jobs, like getting side jobs and stuff. I got busy, so I wasn't posting often. But I started a Seed to Harvest right now, so I'm gonna finish off that, and then once I finish off that, man, I'm just gonna continue with just Seed to Harvest stuff and try to just show people how I grow, my techniques, and if they have any questions and concerns, they can message me, man. Whatever. I'm not a pro. You know what I mean? But I definitely think I can grow and I can help people, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I want to do.
Learning through other people's mistakes. I mean, it's like we all make them, right? I mean, I've been growing for 25 years and I still make mistakes, you know? And it's like, if we can all band together and learn from each other's mistakes and everything, it makes it a whole lot easier of a journey. So
100%, man.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah. And that's really my question. What advice would you give to other growers that, you know, may just be starting out on this home grow journey?
My honest and like no bull crap aside, this, like, you know, I'm not being paid. I'm not anything. From experience, I will say, okay, start off and get the right equipment is key. Do not fall for these cheap crap stuff, man. Invest in the Gorilla Tent. invest in, even if it's a 2x2, man, get the 2x2. If money's tight, get a 2x2 Gorilla with an X220 in that bad boy. And I guarantee the harvest and the yields you're going to get off of that crap, you're going to save some cheddar, and you're going to be able to put that money back in and upgrade from a 220 to a 420 or whatever, and get a 2x4 tent and just keep going. Because when I met you at the expo, Roy, what did I say to you? I had $1,800, $2,000. I'll take that light off of you right now. That's all I can afford. And what did I say? I saved up all my harvests. I didn't buy any weed. I smoked all my harvest, and the money I saved, I can now buy a kind LED.
That's true. Yeah.
That's not what I said?
Yeah, that is.
Right?
It's 100% true. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Went out. I bought my Gorilla tent. Okay, fine. I didn't buy right away a kind LED, or at the time you guys didn't have the Gorilla DE fixture, else I probably would have got that because it was what I paid for my Hortiluxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got good harvest of it. It made me last a couple of months. I saved $2,000, and I said to my wife, "We're dumping it into a kind LED," and that was it.
What does your wife think of all this? Is she just super supportive of all of Gorillaville and this hobby of yours, or?
I wouldn't have it if she wasn't, man.
Oh,
She sees I enjoy it, man. And you know what? Like, honestly, once again, my wife, when it comes to spending, if it's not worth it, if it's cheap, if it's garbage, if we're going to have to keep buying it, she doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? So once again, we'll go back to my first tent, my $600 grow kit that I got. I had to replace it. I had to get another tent. That was another $200-300. So in reality, I spent $1,000 where I could have just bought a 4x4 Gorilla grow tent for $700, which I did. Actually, I bought the 5x5 shorty instead for the same price, right? And I got a decent light, and I haven't replaced that tent since.
Well, you said that she's smoking the fruits of your labors too, right? So she's all
100%.
good. So she's all good with it, dude.
I don't want to say that.
Oh, you already did. You already did earlier. So I'm like, yeah, she's stoked on it.
She's supportive, man. Honestly, man, she's so supportive with it, man. So without her, I could have done this. So she's out there. You guys see it, man. She's out there watering with me, man. She helps me out down there, man. She's the first lady of Gorillaville. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Gorillaville's therapeutic for both of you. Gardening is very therapeutic. So
100%, man. 100%, man.
Well, sweet, man. Dude, we're so stoked that you're part of the contest. Thanks for jumping on with us today and kind of going through everything with us. Again, go support his YouTube channel, which is Family Trees 19.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe to it if you like what you see and you want to see all those tips and tricks and kind of learn with him and learn from his mistakes when he does make them, but it's not often, as you can see from his videos, because he's got some pretty banging grows. Like anything you see over there too. And thanks again, man. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you guys, man. Everything you guys did, man.
Yeah,
it was
guys,
great
man.
sitting down with you, man. It's been a long time, so it was really great to see you. Thanks for making time for us today.
Yeah, same with you guys, man.
Right on.
I love you guys.
Right on. Yeah.
Much love. Yeah. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Bye.